Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Patriots Point in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, where tonight on the Lazo, we have some USL Championship soccer action as the Charleston Battery host North Carolina FC. Alongside my broadcast partner, former MLSer Ricky Lopez-Espin, my name is Neil Rule. Happy to have you with us. And Ricky, as we take a look at the Eastern Conference standings, the Charleston Battery, I was told they're going through it a bit, but yet I checked the table. There they are in second place. Everything looks fine to me.
If you are Ben Pierman, you're always going to be looking to get that #1 spot. 5 points back away from Lou City, but yet the talent that this side has. But as of late, like you mentioned, winless, have not won a game. So now what is the reaction for Ben Pierman? I do think at home, you want to be on the front foot. You want to get that opening going. How clinical can you be in the final third? That's going to be the key for the Charleston Battery here tonight.
Goals have been an issue as of late as we take a look at our player to watch for the Charleston Battery. Of course, that is Nick Marcanic, and goals haven't been a problem for him. Yeah, he hasn't scored since May 4th. He's still 2 clear in terms of the league.
Fantastic start to start this 2024 campaign. A player that plays on the right-hand side but is left-footed by trait, so he's always going to come centrally, looking to combine, can beat you 1v1. What does the service look like into Nick Marcanic? Because he's shown he can be a star in USL Championship.
He certainly is all of that. North Carolina FC on the other side, they've had a good run of form. They've been scoring goals, they've been winning matches, and they're inside the playoff line.
And that's going to be massive for John Bradford in terms of the confidence. But I do think as of late for this North Carolina side, it starts defensively. 3 clean sheets out of the last 5. How compact can you be in doing that? Then you have the players higher up the field to express themselves and be game changers.
And one of those game changers for North Carolina FC is our player to watch, Olex Anderson. And look, he's not going to blow you away with a 20-goal season or anything like that. But when he's out there on the pitch, shots are created. You keep knocking at the door, eventually someone will answer.
Influential is what he is for this North Carolina side. Plays on the #9 position, but he's selfless in the way that he can run and pull center backs out of position. I do think him going to be really important for John Bradford if North Carolina have any hopes of stealing all 3 points.
It's a steamy evening in Mount Pleasant. When we come back, we'll get you the starting 11s, and of course, we will kick it. North Carolina FC, Charleston Battery. We have it for you coming up next.
Charleston is located in the Low Country of South Carolina.
The history here, it runs deep, and you can't imagine being anyplace else.
This place is magical.
Is for the way you look. Oh, is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love. Is all that I can give to you.
Welcome back to Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. USL Championship soccer action. Tonight's match brought to you by Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum. And let's check out the starting 11s for tonight's action, as always brought to you by Michelob Ultra for the home side. Charleston Battery, no wins in the last 5 matches. However, they did get 3 points out of those 5 matches. That points to one man, Adam Grinwis, at the goal spot.
And he has leadership within this back line. You're looking at a 4-2-3-1 for Ben Pierman. So how compact can that back line be in affording the players higher up the field to express themselves and go and get a big 3 points here at home?
And the 11 for North Carolina FC, once again brought to you by Michelob Ultra. You're talking about back lines. Paco Craig will play his 200th USL Championship match.
Leadership and quality from Paco Craig. Him, Washington, and Batista need to be really good at understanding when to press, but also when to drop in that front 3. Conway, Anderson, and Perez look for them to be a lot of rotations and asking a lot of questions of this back line of Charleston Battery.
Well, it is a warm one in Patriots Point tonight. The opening kick temperature about 84 degrees. The real feel, though, about 94 degrees. Lots of humidity in the air. It is summertime in South Carolina, so that is to be expected. So we are just about ready to roll. Nick Marcanic and the Charleston Battery looking to get right a little bit. They have not scored a goal in over 4 matches. They are looking to turn that around. There is Ben Pierman. In his 2nd season, all he did was show up on the scene at Charleston and take them to the Eastern Conference Championship match last year. When Ben Pierman is your manager, you win games, hard stop.
Has a way to get to the players, to get the best out of all of his 11 and 18 players in the roster. You just see what this Charleston Battery side has done to start the 2024 campaign. We mentioned Miami slipped a little bit, but yet you look at the table, only 5 points back of the top, and this side, they're going to be motivated here today.
Gerald Flores is our head referee, so we are lined up and we are looking ready to go. John Bradford in his 3rd season. He's been with the program for a long time, was an assistant coach for North Carolina FC since 2006.
USL 1 championship side, got some promotion, so to say, and they've done quite well in the championship.
And we are underway. At Patriots Point, Neil Rule, Ricky Lopez Espin here with you. Happy to have you along wherever you may be watching. So extra special shout out to those of you watching on CBS, Galazzo Network, and Paramount Plus. These two sides met all the way back on March 9th. That was a scoreless draw. This USL Championship season, as I always like to say, goes from pretty much St. Patrick's Day to Halloween. Just to give you a taste, this is definitely a marathon and not a sprint.
Every time we have the ability to talk with head coaches around the league, you get the same message. We want to be peaking around playoff time. So yes, we can talk about the fantastic start for Charleston Battery, but it all matters when you get deep into the season, what your performance look like.
And an early corner coming up for North Carolina FC. Last time out, they had a 0-0 draw against Pittsburgh. Inside the playoff line, 18 points on the season. So an early opportunity off the set piece. We get a whistle, some extracurriculars going on, so Luis Perez will have to step back towards it. Played 30 matches with 7 goals for North Carolina FC last season. Perez swings the corner in. It's headed out. We'll do it again. Always a pretty good atmosphere at Patriots Point. They're into it early. They're into it in the middle. They're into it late. Perez swings a floating corner in, this time headed away. Colin Martin will take that, give it a lash, and send it wide of the right post. Adam Grinwis was on it, but that was also deflected. Boy, good rhythm for the drum section. Want to play with fire too many times if you're Charleston Battery. Corner served again. This one's flicked across, and that shot is blocked out. But a good side volley attempt by Olex Anderson. And he's making us look good, Ricky. We talked about him in the open. When he's out there, shots tend to fly towards the frame.
Really clever movement around that 18-yard box. A big part of John Bradford's side in the attacking phase. 3 goals this season. 3 minutes in, numerous of set pieces. We've seen how important set pieces can be, especially when you're on the road.
I believe this is corner number 4 already. This ball swung on, flipped on, cleared out. And finally, the Battery will get the goal kick. Adam Grinmus will put it in play. A minuscule 0.69 goals against average, 75% save percentage. He's got 6 clean sheets as well. Time for tonight's injury report, presented by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. And the injury report is that there are no injuries. Everybody is good, which is rare. So you'll take it. Flag is up. Bit of a choppy start here at Patriots Point. Nick Marcanic looking to get right. Of course, looking to get right with 12 goals on the season already. Still too clear. The USL Championship lead.
I think that's going to be a really important piece for this North Carolina side. How clean can you be playing out of the back? As Charleston Battery is electing to high press. So now decision making for your back 3 is a top priority for John Bradford.
Ezra Armstrong unable to control it.
You're good there, you're good there.
Battery will try the left side. Just 1 loss at home on the season. Which, when you're a good side, that tends to be the case. You don't lose matches at home. They are a good side, so the math checks out.
It's a good ball.
Marcanic along the midfield stripe. Good job by the Battery. Getting that ball over to the left side. Overlapping run made. Malloy got a foot on it, but before that, a whistle.
It's going to be a nice little battle that we have between this back line and MD Myers. Look at the profiles of Batista, Washington, and Paco Craig. Very physical. And MD Myers, a striker that wants to be with his back to goal, that wants to bring players into this match. So now what's going to give? Something to keep an eye out on as this game progresses.
Ezra Armstrong made a run up the left side. Pass couldn't find its target. Leland Archer took one for the team. Alex Anderson, the native of St. Vincent Grenadine, played for their national team in the 2022 World Cup qualifiers. Anderson's been a staple for this North Carolina FC side. 57 matches played with 24 goals coming into play this season. Pass slotted ahead. Now it was redirected, and this will be a corner for Charleston. So the Battery will get their first corner of the evening. David Torres over there. Aaron Malloy comes the corner as well. So Malloy, former 16th overall pick by the Portland Timbers in the 2022 MLS draft. McGuire punches it out. Soccer fans, the competition is heating up this summer on CBS. Sacramento Republic FC look for revenge against a red-hot Oakland Roots side on Sunday, July 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern. And on August 3rd at 4 p.m., surging Detroit City FC hosts newcomer Rhode Island FC for the very first time as the USL Summer of Soccer continues on the CBS network. Speaking of that, I asked Ben Pierman in our weekly media availability about that. I said, are you surprised even a little bit by just the progression of coverage of USL Championship? He said, I'm not surprised because of the level of people that are associated with it, but I think low-key a little bit. He was saying it with a little bit of surprise, but Rick, it has been incredible. When you look at the media setup USL Championship has with the power players in sports media, it is incredible.
I think you look at the talent as well, and that speaks for everything. The players on the field producing a really good product, and USL is not a league that can start a career. It's a destination for a lot of players. Now they want to come to the USL because they know they're going to get quality matches. I mean, you look at Copa America, Jamali Waite playing for Jamaica. He's been massive for the league. He's been massive for El Paso Locomotive. Little things like that are going to do a world of good for USL Championship. Talk about what it means to be on the Golazo Network. We have ESPN, everything going on.
There's a left-footed shot that's ripped, and Grinwis able to climb the ladder and send it away. First high-quality chance of the evening here as we get to the 10-minute mark. Nice look at it.
Nice bit of play here from North Carolina. Brewer comes into his left foot, challenges the Charleston battery, and gets a hold of it. Fortunate enough for Gwynn straight at him. We have not seen any sort of side getting any rhythm, connect a couple passes, been very stop and start.
That throw will go directly into the 18. Whistle goes against North Carolina FC. Boy, you're right. Shaft Brewer let go of an absolute rocket.
I do think the outside backs for John Bradford are going to be really important in terms of their decision making, picking and choosing when to go forward and create overloads, but also having the ability to drop back and do their defensive duties. This side, they want to be expansive. They want to move the ball across the field to open up gaps. So now if you are the Charleston Battery and Drac and Segbers, how good can you be in your positioning?
Jake McGuire on the other side, the keeper for North Carolina FC. He's been very good, a sub-1 goals against average. 5 clean sheets of his own, 69% save percentage. There's a giveaway. Marcanic couldn't control it. Malloy touches it to the left side. Ricky, this is really the first extended possession Charleston Battery have had. Ball sent up into space. Here's Malloy, his cross punched away.
It's a good action from the home side. A nice little clever run from Aaron Malloy in a central location.
Ball served towards the back post. Is a bit overcooked. David Torres looks on. Folks, Charleston Battery matches are the perfect place to make lifelong memories with your friends and family. Your group of 10 or more can enjoy discounted tickets, exclusive on-field experiences, and private hospitality areas to catch the match. Go to charlestonbattery.com to learn more and plan a memorable night at Patriots Point. easy whistle right there for Gerald Flores, the head referee. So the Battery beginning to ask a couple of questions. Torres swings it in. The ball got loose as McGuire hit the turf. Perez will slot it up ahead, and there is a giveaway one more time. Josh Drack took it away. Torres gets it back. Ricky, you get a feel right now, Charleston Battery starting to settle into this one a little bit.
I don't think it's a coincidence that Aaron Malloy has been on the ball a little bit more now. A bit more settled, a bit more comfortable for this Charleston side. Does so much of what they want to do on both sides. The ability to be expansive, but also just securing their possession. Nice little repress here. And you look at that middle three for the Charleston Battery, Allen, Ikaza, and Malloy. Their balance can really cause issues for Maldonado and Colin Martin. So now, what does that relationship look like for John Bradford? The second time they got pulled out of position. Silly foul. As one steps, one goes and searches the game. The other one needs to provide coverage in front of that back three. So something that, if you are Ben Pierman, centrally, you have an overload.
Direct pass sent up ahead, just couldn't quite find its mark. But you just watching this match, you're getting the feeling right now that Charleston Battery really settling in. And Ricky, I think you called it when you talked about the repress. Lose a possession, go right back again after it. They got it back, and that's really changed the tone.
Yeah, trying to recover the ball in a higher position. So that's exactly what I'm talking about at North Carolina. When you're on the ball as center back, that first pass is so important. You need to connect it, because if you break that initial line of pressure, there is real estate to operate in. But Ben Pierman, he wants to get a goal early. He wants to set the tone. 16 minutes in, starting to grow into this game his side is.
2022 USL Coach of the Year with Memphis. That ball slotted up ahead, finds its mark. Alex Anderson with the shot and sends it wide of the post. Anderson wants a whistle, will not get it.
As you try to high press, you have to be very smart in the way that you do it, because there is real estate in beyond. Anderson just plays off the shoulder between Graham Smith and Leland Archer. Falls awkwardly on the follow through. I do think it's his right knee ankle area. A bit of a glimpse of how explosive he can be and how vertical with his runs.
John Bradford looking on with certainly a bit of a nervous gaze. Alex Anderson still down. The athletic training staff tending to Anderson. 3 goals on the season, had a match winner against Hartford. Right now, the training staff go into the spray. Ricky, describe the spray. Everyone's curious about it.
Magic spray. I do think it's more of a placebo effect. I think it's you get on it, you think it works, but it is cold. It is cold. It's
well,
cold.
Hey,
I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
If you think it works, then
there
it
you go.
works.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough. Yeah. Hopefully he's okay to keep going. Talk about him in the open, the focal point of John Bradford's attack.
Bradford, and a very intent look on his face. Alex Anderson will take a bit of a walk. See if he can get his way back into this match. Ball sent ahead. Marcanic has it. Marcanic lays it off. Allen touches it wide. Allen again, service in, and that is flicked wide. Charleston Battery wastes little time with Alex Anderson off the pitch. And if you're a North Carolina FC fan, you don't want to see people starting to get loose right now.
Very interesting what John Bradford has up his sleeve now. Plethora of options off the bench. Da Costa, Rafa Menzigen, Cervania, players that can produce at a very high level. But yet Anderson is, I would say, the true number 9 for this side in terms of his responsibilities, the way that he plays that position.
It is nice, though, that you have a Rafa Menzigen over there to go to if you need to. Hasn't scored a ton of goals in his career, but I know throughout the matches I've called that Menzigen's been in, always timely goals. Charleston Battery really turning up the heat. Bit of a heavy touch. Segbers almost took it away. Now the Battery do get it back. Malloy lost control of it. Anderson back out on the pitch, goes down again. Official says play on. Just like that, Ricky, in the 20th minute, he's getting a little chippy out there.
Again, it's been really stop and start. No real flow, no real rhythm for either side. A lot of fouls, a lot of sloppy turnovers. You're looking for one team to impose their identity. But if you're John Bradford, you take this, especially on the road. How good the Charleston Battery has been at home. How effective can you be? Does not need to be pretty, just needs to be effective in picking up points here.
You knew at some point, though, it was going to get chippy. The Southern Derby here tonight. Lots of heat, lots of humidity. Summertime in South Carolina.
And again, you just see the numbers of the Battery. Trying to press high and force turnovers. Really well done from North Carolina. So now these are moments that you need to go quick. You need to be very direct in your movements.
Here's Armstrong in space on the left side, looking to go 1v1. Armstrong went with the touch. Goal kick has been awarded. So that does seem to be the space we're in the match right now. Some high pressure from Charleston Battery. Can North Carolina FC find the seams? And they have to some degree. Possession from the back line for Charleston Battery. And Paco Craig playing his 200th USL Championship match. Gets the touch. A 5-time All-USL team performer in 8 seasons. He's had a tremendous USL Championship career.
Leadership is what you get from Paco Craig, a player that is a proven winner in this championship. John Bradford, first point of business when bringing him over from Miami FC. And leads by the back, has a nice little relationship between him, Washington, and Batista. Underrated of the quality on the ball from those 3 men as well.
Right around 3,000 minutes played last year for Miami FC. You put him out there, and you forget about it. Lamar Batista. Armstrong swings it, looking for Anderson, couldn't quite connect. A little bit of a heavy touch there from Anderson.
Just needs to be a little bit cleaner, Anderson, because it's the right idea from Armstrong as he just punches it into his path. You just see there is success to be had if you're North Carolina. Changing the point of attack, get your wing backs more involved, and you can really unbalance the battery.
Ikaza into space. Marcanic goes back. Pass into the box. Left foot shot by Torres is blocked. Boy, end to end we go right now. That last spell of possession really compacted North Carolina FC. You saw that in your TV screen. Ball chipped out wide. North Carolina FC will get the throw, but they are hemmed in the corner, and this plays right into what Ben Pierman's trying to do here this evening. Throw, it looked like got caught up in the wind. Torres. Malloy. Ball up ahead into space. Once again overcooked. As we cross into the 26th minute. CBS Sports Galazzo Network. Ben Pierman looking on. Ricky, what do you think is going through Pierman's head right now?
Just needs to be a little bit cleaner in the final third. Too many times balls are being whipped in a hopeful manner. Do you think combination play, get that young man involved? Ikaza playing in between the lines. Not seeing Myers involved nearly enough. On the final third, how decisive can you be for Ben Pierman? It's a side who scored 27 times already this season. It's not going to be easy. North Carolina have only conceded 15.
Marcanic, league leader in goals, out on the right wing. Slots a pass. Torres. Tough with the possession. Torres gets it back. Left foot shot, and what a stop made by Jake McGuire. He went vertical to keep it out of the net.
A player that can produce an individual brilliance at any moment. Left footer, likes to play in between the lines, and watch this little combination between him and Ikaza. Ikaza just lays into the path of Torres, says you have to hit it first time, and he does just that. Little touch out of his body, tries to wrong foot Jake McGuire, and it's a really good save in the end from the North Carolina FC goalkeeper.
Malloy will serve the corner in. Headed out. North Carolina FC. Here's Anderson. He's got a 1v1 lined up. Anderson keeps it. Anderson, nifty little pass. That shot struck, and North Carolina FC takes the lead. Beautiful finish. Boy, Anderson made it all go and then laid it off perfectly. And the finish was impeccable by Evan Conway.
We've seen how explosive Anderson can be. As he goes inside out, he's delaying. Mark Segber's unable to make a play on it, but this touch from Conway is exquisite. He takes out Chris Allen out of this game as he goes back across his body, opens up the angles, and just watch the hips at the last second. Wraps his foot around it, closes them up, kisses off that far post. Nothing that Grindwis can do against the run of play, yes, but North Carolina will not care. 1-0, 28th minute.
Conway scoops up his 4th of the season. He has been a goal scorer his entire career, even going back to college. Played his college soccer at Milwaukee, had 27 goals in 77 matches there. 35 goals in 96 matches played in League One and USL Championship since 2020, coming into play this year. Things just happen when he's out there.
It's a really good play, understanding his movement off of Anderson. And Anderson as a striker, we talked about him being influential and the way that he can bring players into this game and requires so much attention. Really patient in his build-up to let Conway come around the corner and plays it into him at the right time, the right pace. From top to bottom, if you're John Bradford, you have to be really pleased with how your side has performed here on the road.
You are going to be hard-pressed to find a prettier goal this weekend in USL Championship on both sides.
Good. Keep defending. Come on. Get behind it now. Good. Well done. Come on. Keep talking, Lamar. Keep talking, Colin.
So the home side up against it. The first third of this match. Segber's played it in. And that whistle will go against Aaron Malloy. Louis Perez pays the price. I'll tell you what, too, Gerald Flores, I think with a good job there at the head referee spot, wanting the match to go. That's been a point of emphasis for the USL Championship officials, and that was executed to perfection by Gerald Flores.
I think consistency as well. He's been really consistent through 30 minutes of what a foul is, letting these two sides play as we approach our first hydration break here.
So Ricky Lopez Espen, we're a half hour into this one. As we take a look at what's transpired so far, North Carolina FC, they came out, they really controlled the first 8 to 10 minutes of this matchup, and then just moments ago got the finish. That's pretty much a dream forecast for the first 30 minutes of a match when you're the roadside going into a tough environment, and perfect goals like this help.
It's been transitional. Just watch Conway as he continues his run over 70 yards. Anderson does so well, patient decision making. But as an attacking player, your first touch is everything. How do you create your own space about 19 yards out? Let momentum use its thing, send Chris Allen packing, and then you have the quality to find that bottom corner. Fantastic transitional goal from North Carolina. And like you said, if you are John Bradford, you have to be so pleased. Transitional so that you get your goal, but also defensively packed and trying to.
There's a question. Anderson looked like he was going to be able to get to goal. Chris Allen had to make the decision. Do I drop my man here and go for the closeout? He did. And then again, Evan Conway, just a brilliant finish.
And it's going to be one that you are going to be frustrated if you are Ben Bierman, because in your defensive structure, you always want to have a +1. As North Carolina leaves Anderson high, where's the coverage and where's the rotation in the back? You cannot let a player like that run downhill and be 1v1. He'll make you pay. And those mistakes get you punished at this level.
Luis Perez able to knock that one down, at least temporarily. Charleston Battery, as we talked about, haven't scored a match or scored a goal, excuse me, in over 4 matches. They're going to be put to the test here this evening. And Ricky, my guess is when you're up against it in terms of scoring goals, it doesn't help to pile on the pressure being down 1-0 early on.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good show of character now for Charleston Battery. At moments like that, you need to be a lot cleaner. Mechanic tries to play it into the path. Chris Allen overhits it. It's been much of the same for 33 minutes, doing very well, getting themselves into that final third. But time after time, it's breaking down for this home side.
Armstrong plays it to the middle. Colin Martin, who had a homegrown contract with DC United, played 15 matches for the MLS side, then played 26 matches for Minnesota United. He's just been a professional throughout his career. 105 matches played for San Diego Loyal from 2020 to 2023. Martin tracks back. North Carolina FC, the ones flipping the script a little bit, playing the lines a little higher. Battery does a good job, though. Segbers has it. This cross in, though, not a lot to it. Maguire will scoop it up.
Just needs to be quicker for Mark Segbers in terms of his decision, because he has options if he cuts it back, whether it's Ikaza or Marcanic. Split second in terms of his hesitation. Now Lamar Bautista has the ability to close down the space, cut down the angle. Moments like that be a bit cleaner for the Charleston Battery.
Malloy swings it back. Battery will size things up again. Direct ball sent up ahead into space. Marcanic, and the flag is up. Nick Marcanic was lurking. Oh, Marcanic's got to be careful. Ricky, this is another example. Battery struggling to score goals. Nick Marcanic leading the league in goals. The frustration maybe piles on a little bit more when you're in this scenario.
And needs to be really smart. Nick Marcanic, Lamar Bautista knows exactly what he's doing, trying to get into his head. Sorry that you cannot afford to lose if you're Ben Pierman or pick up a silly yellow. As this ball rotates over, just watch the follow through from Lamar Bautista. That's a foul. I mean, yes, he's offside, but he should be getting a yellow for that. And that's what I do think. If you're Ben Pierman, you're barking at the fourth.
Agree with you on both counts there, Ricky. As you said, probably should have warranted a whistle, but at the same time, and this could be a booking, and it will be against Conway. But I think you were right on both counts. That might have been worthy of a whistle, and certainly Lamar Bautista knows exactly what he's doing as we take a look again at the whistle against Conway.
Handful of jersey. First player in the book for North Carolina. When you talk about our head referee, Gerald Flores, those are moments that you need to control the game. You do just that. It's a foul, so now he's going to be quick to pull out any yellow card as a player. Have to understand that and be very disciplined in your decision making.
And Bautista goes down. Frustration continues for Nick Marcanic. Feels as though Bautista went down a little more easily than usual. Ben Pierman, in the meantime, just continuing to do what he does, and that's coach. Slots it across Flores, he's made some things happen for Charleston here tonight. Segbers plays it up ahead. Malloy. Very patient attack right now for Charleston Battery. Flag up again. Marcanic, the guilty party. And fans of the Battery are back at Patriots Point on Friday, July 5th when they square up with Birmingham Legion. Tickets are available now via SeatGeek, the Battery's exclusive ticketing provider. Get your tickets now and save up to $10 per seat when you buy in advance. Head to tickets.charlestonbattery.com today. Certainly, though, you do have to give it up to Nick Marcanic. He's not standing by and allowing it to happen. He's looking to make some things happen.
Need to get him more involved as well as MD Myers. 18 goals between those two. Need to get them on the ball a little bit more and the service into those players higher up the field.
Yeah, MD Myers is not a name we have called here this evening. Minutes in the books. And the restart will be called. There is MD Myers. 6 goals on the season. Myers had 19 goals for New York City FC2 last year, won the MLS Next Golden Boot. That ball swung in, and it's headed just wide, and some more words being exchanged. Marcanic and Lamar Batista have been locked up, and Lamar Batista this time will get the yellow. And I think right there, you saw Gerald Flores. I'm trying to read body language a little bit, saying this has been multiple times that you've been involved.
Just watch exactly what Lamar Batista does after. It's a fantastic run for Nick Marcanic. He actually gets the right body position, slashes across. Batista does just enough, but it's right here after. Standing over him, barking at him. That's what gets him in trouble. There's just no need for that. Stands over Nick Marcanic. Give credit to Washington and McGuire. They know exactly.
Yep.
He's walking a very fine line. The Charleston Battery players do not take it kindly. Just no need for the extracurriculars because he did his defensive duties well. It does just enough to throw Marcanic off target. And now needs to be really smart at every decision he makes, especially defensively.
Gerald Flores, the head referee, made it known Lamar Batista was on the radar, and he will be the rest of the match.
So now as a player, you play the game within the game. If you're Marcanic, you go at him. Anything that he goes into, if you go down a little bit easy, you force the hand of Gerald Flores and try to take any advantage that you can. I do think it's a big 3 minutes for Lamar Batista and this North Carolina side to keep this at 11 players on the field.
Rick, you're so right, too. This is where the mental pendulum swings back and forth. Batista might have had the mental edge earlier. Now Marcanic can be the one. I don't want to say be an instigator, but be an instigator to some degree.
That's about playing the game, understanding the moment. As a player, within the white lines. How do you get any advantage, whether it is numerical, whether it is on the scoreboard, anything that can put your side for success? But he also, Nick Marcanic, needs to be smart. He's walking a fine line as well, so any sort of silly decision he makes, Jared Flores is going to bring out yellow as well.
That is typically how these types of situations always seem to end up, right? One yellow aside, then you kind of go forward. Ezra Armstrong. Goal scorer Evan Conway tried to step through. Anderson down again. Leland Archer with the look on his face. And we're seeing second half looks on faces in the first half of the match.
Just watch at the top of your screen as he comes through the backside of Anderson. Anderson goes down, definitely makes the most of it as an attacking player. But if you're Archer, there's no need to lunge into that. You make him play negative, your job is done. As you become a little bit overzealous, you afford this North Carolina side the ability just to whip this thing and cause a little bit of chaos between Grinwis and his back line.
Ball sent in, cleared out temporarily. Now some space on the left side, stepping up and trying to feather the pass through was Martin. Now the cross, and Grinwis goes down and takes care of it. There will be 5 minutes of stoppage time. Stoppage time brought to you by the Medical University of South Carolina Health Sports Medicine. A couple of nervous moments there for Charleston Battery on that restart. Kaz in the mix right there. Some good camera work, brought that right into your living room. Segber's in some space. Drives a direct ball, looking for Marcanic, and once again, just a little too much mustard on the hot dog as that creeps across the goal line. Jake McGuire, the veteran. He's been the starter for North Carolina FC since 2021, back where they were in USL League One. And the Charleston Battery fans, Patriots Point, not a lot to cheer about so far. This is a script that they've seen play out a few times as of late. This could be a booking, and it will be. Did that go to Perez? I believe it did.
This near side here. A loose touch from Aaron Malloy. Armstrong, I think, catches him on the follow through. He's late in the challenge.
And yes, that did go to Armstrong.
Right in front of John Bradford.
So Ezra Armstrong officially in the books.
It's a good ball.
Here comes Torres again. Torres steps across. Torres still with it, tried to chip the pass up. Now bodies falling all over the place. Nick Marcanic in the mix here, according to that man, John Bradford.
As this ball pops out, Marcanic tries to make a play on it, and just watch again.
Just took a lash.
I don't know if there's a whole lot of contact here.
No.
Lamar Batista makes the most of it. He's trying to play the game and get
that yellow card we spoke about earlier.
Trying to get Marcanic in the book.
And Ricky, I think it worked. Marcanic in the books with the yellow.
I'll tell you what.
You called this, though.
Exactly what Lamar Batista would like. But in my opinion, that's really harsh. Don't know if there's any contact there. Lamar Batista knows exactly what the situation that hand is, goes down, makes the most of it. And now both players that have been working for 50 minutes in at each other are on a booking.
Marcanic able to keep that one in along the touchline. Ikaza steps up. Now Ikaza will be hit with that foul call. And Charleston Battery right now on the brink of their 9th consecutive scoreless half of play. A team that could do no wrong to start this season. Now I've gone 9 consecutive halves in a couple of seconds without finding the back of the net. And there is a giveaway. Laid off. Here's Conway, 1v1. Conway back, right foot! 2-0 North Carolina FC. Shaft Brewer steps up and stuns the home side right before the half.
Just create something out of nothing from this North Carolina side. We talked about the wingbacks and how important they are for John Bradford. So decisive when they pick and choose when to join the attack. As you play direct, you win second balls, but this little pass into Conway's fantastic. And just the patience to draw 2 players with him. Decision making to the path of Brewer. Back across where it came from, does not hit it clean, but the placement is to perfection. Blink of an eye, double their lead here on the road in Charleston.
And there is the whistle, the end of the first half. Huge finish for the roadside. North Carolina FC will take a 2-0 lead into the locker room. And Ben Pierman and the Charleston Battery looking for answers.
It's going to be a really important halftime talk for Ben Pierman. This next 45 minutes, you need to get a reaction, and you need to get one quick. If you can get a goal in the first 10 minutes, you can set up yourself for success. All to play for in the next 45.
So the hill to climb has grown a bit taller for Charleston Battery. We played 45 minutes. The roadside, North Carolina FC. Stunning 2-0 lead. We'll be back with more USL Championship Soccer.
Innovation means training tomorrow's leaders in the latest technologies, because we know the next idea to change the future of medicine may well come from them. At the Medical University of South Carolina, innovation is who we are.
Hola.
¿Alguna otra cerveza?
No, Michelob Ultra.
Ok, ahora vuelvo.
Every lottery ticket purchase keeps education in our state moving forward. Like in 2005, when lottery proceeds helped purchase new school buses that kept South Carolina students on the road to success. Because arriving safely to school every day is the first important step on their journeys to the careers and lives they've always dreamed of. When you play the lottery, you're helping fund the futures of students all over our state, which is why education is our middle name.
Innovation means developing novel therapies for patients today and taking the first steps toward life-changing discoveries decades in the future. At the Medical University of South Carolina, innovation is who we are.
Beautiful first 45 minutes for the road team. North Carolina FC with the 2-0 lead over Charleston Battery at Patriots Point. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Charleston Battery, brought to you by Charleston International Airport. With over 5 million passengers annually, your low country adventures begins at CHS. In for Charleston Battery, Birmingham Legion coming into town next week. They certainly have some work to do.
And you look at this schedule for Ben Pierman, you're going to Loudoun, you're going to Outlang in Tampa Bay, Hartford Athletic. So it's a really important stretch of games for Ben Pierman, who has been not the best in terms of the results over the last 5. If you can string in a couple wins, you'll be sitting nice and pretty as we get into the middle part and the back end of this season.
They certainly have an opportunity to do just that. On the other side, for North Carolina FC, they got some tough home matches in terms of Detroit City FC coming in. A very tough road test at Sacramento Republic. They need to capitalize when they can.
Yeah, I hope they had their freaking flyer miles number. You're going to Orange County, you're going to Sacramento Republic. Never easy in terms of the travel. So what does this look like for John Bradford? But yet, through the first 45 minutes, they've shown that they can grind out results here on the road.
Absolutely. So a big run of play. But 45 minutes down, 45 minutes to go. North Carolina FC with the 2-0 lead. We'll be back with more USL Championship soccer.
I retired from the government. I was a civil service employee. I needed to do something with my spare time now that I'm not working anymore. This place has a lot of people that have the same interests I do, not just a military standpoint, but also individuals that just want to do something to serve the public, educate them a little better, give them a little more of an understanding of the Navy. It's really important to me. I mean, it's wonderful to have the battery down the street. It's something that a lot of people in Charleston know something about, but to see the education level of individuals that want to come here and understand a little bit more about what these ships actually mean and how they were run, how they function. It's very important to those of us so we can get that information out to the public.
Trying to give Loudoun their first lead of the night. He takes the shot. Rodriguez with a point-blank denial in the 82nd minute, keeping Miami FC alive 2-2.
To start off this first half, they've kind of simmered down a little bit. Trying to see if they get the keeper off the line, and it is long distance. Bruno Lapa with his 6th goal from another area code.
New flavors, the same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador, Spiked Bebidas.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2,
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
Right now, the first time. Oh! Wow! It's Marquez! What a stunner that is! Back pulled it in! Birmingham have an equalizer in second half stoppage time.
Welcome back to halftime. Patriots point. The home fans bitterly disappointed right now. 2-0. North Carolina FC with the lead over Charleston Battery. Neil Rule, Ricky Lopez, Espen back here with you. And let's take a look at the USL Summer of Soccer. We were talking about it earlier. All the national media exposure, CBS Sports Network, ESPN2. Some high-quality matchups across the board, Ricky.
You look at this slate of games, just fantastic for the growth of USL and the game of football in our country. The one that I have circled is the Oakland Roots and Sacramento Republic on CBS, July 21st. Closer proximity, so those games are a little bit extra. Fantastic matches up through this summer of soccer.
And of course, Detroit City FC at home on CBS Saturday, August 3rd. Pound for pound, one of the best environments in American sports. Not just soccer, but American sports.
You know better than anyone, Neil Roll, how good Keyworth can be and how hostile of an environment that can be.
Let's take a look at the USL on tap for tomorrow. Back at it again on CBS Sports Golazo with Colorado Springs and Monterey Bay FC. Birmingham Legion. Can anybody stop the runaway train that is Lou City FC?
Yeah, they're coming off a really impressive result against Rhode Island. Birmingham, they're hosting them, Orange County and Oakland Roots. And Miami FC and Detroit City. That one's going to be really interesting. Detroit City has to get their own energy and their own, I guess, environment. And Miami FC has been struggling.
Yes, they certainly have been, but the environment down there, that 95 million % humidity, certainly can be an equalizer. We'll come back. Get you the second half of play. 2-0 North Carolina FC with the lead.
When we took this job, we knew that the future was the EX90.
A lot of people are excited about it.
We're really happy to see the EX90 on the line.
I'm Tamara Thompson and Rachel Gillum.
My name is Eric Brown.
And the Volvo EX90 was made by us.
L is for the way you look. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love. Is all that I can give to you.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat, because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health Sports Medicine.
Every lottery ticket purchase keeps education in our state moving forward. Like in 2005, when lottery proceeds helped purchase new school buses that kept South Carolina students on the road to success. Because arriving safely to school every day is the first important step on their journeys to the careers and lives they've always dreamed of. When you play the lottery, you're helping fund the futures of students all over our state, which is why education is our middle name.
When we took this job, we knew that the future was the EX90.
A lot of people are excited about it.
We're really happy to see the EX90 on the line.
I'm Tamara Thompson.
And Rachel Gillum.
My name is Eric Brown.
And the Volvo EX90 was made by us.
2-0 North Carolina FC with the lead on the road over Charleston Battery. Certainly up against it here in the second half. It will take a big effort to get back into this one. How did North Carolina FC get that 2-0 lead? Let's take a look at the highlights. Ricky Lopez-Espin, North Carolina FC came out and they were the aggressor for the first 10 minutes of this match.
They really started on the front foot. We see Brewer here on the right side come essentially straightforward save for Greenwich straight at him. Then you just start to see Charleston Battery come to life in that middle part of the first half. The final quality was just lacking. Best opportunity, and in the end, it's a fantastic save from Jake McGuire to push it wide of his goal mouth.
And then on the other end, moments after that, you would see one of the more pretty goals you're going to see in USL Championship this season. Olex Anderson making the run, drawing the two defenders, and then Evan Conway with just an impeccable finish.
Transitional football for John Bradford. You run downhill, you require so much attention, and now the decision-making. When to play into the path to Conway as an attacking player, and you have to create your own space. That first touch as he goes across his body into that bottom corner, fantastic goal for North Carolina.
And you figured, hey, that's it. They're going to the locker rooms 1-0, dying moments of the first half, and really a nightmare scenario for Charleston Battery. It's that guy again, Evan Conway, this being the facilitator.
And he's a provider here. He requires so much attention. He brings in two players. Now the real safe is for your outside back to come across. Does not hit it clean. That little bit of a hop and a skip sends Greenwich off, and it's Dance to go with it. 2-0 on the road here for North Carolina.
Shaft Brewer with the hop and the skip as he's getting ready to roll for the second half of play, as we are as well. There is Evan Conway, certainly has his hat in the ring to be named man of the match. And of course, the lead official, Gerald Flores, has been busy. And there has been a substitution for Ben Pierman. Jackson Conway has come into the match. Juan David Torres coming out. Torres, one of the more effective players for Charleston Battery in that first half.
I do think it's going to be something for Ben Pierman just to get an impact, and maybe in terms of the quality, but also the energy of Conway. Will not be surprised if we see them play with two strikers high up the field trying to occupy North Carolina. Really interesting next 45 we have on our hands.
And that second half is underway. Neil Rule, Ricky Lopez-Espin here with you. CBS Sports Golazo Network coverage of USL Championship. And Ricky, I think that is important to note. You know, in a vacuum, you would say that. You would say, why take out Torres, who was one of your better, more effective players? It seems to be there's going to be some kind of stylistic switch here for Charleston.
So as North Carolina plays with a 3-back, how do you counteract that? You play two players higher up the field, and now you have them operate in between both players. And I do think by result of that, you'll see Marcanic get more involved into central locations. Equalizing has the ability to go and search a game. So it's a bit of a tactical wrinkle for Ben Pierman in the second half here.
And I do agree with you. I think you are going to see Nick Marcanic get directly involved in this match. And
if he's calling a yellow here, Ezra Armstrong is off the field.
Already strong, playing on a yellow, as you just said. We're going to get another look at it.
It does seem like he's going to be sent to an early shower here. It's the best of ball from Graham Smith. There's a little bit of contact.
And Gerald Flores playing on the yellow is Ezra Armstrong, and Flores with that yellow card in his hand. This could change everything.
Studs are exposed in the initial. And in my point of view, I do think he brings it away. Brings back his foot. It is a foul, no question about it.
But Ricky, I think it goes back to that age-old thing.
Yep.
You know what the situation is, right?
100%.
You're on the yellow.
Just watch as he comes in with his left leg. Studs are exposed. I don't know if he catches Mark Segbers, but why put yourself, to your point, Neil, why put yourself in that situation? Already on a yellow card, you have to be more disciplined in the challenges that you go into. It does seem like he's going to be sent off. John Bradford talking to his assistant coach now. Not what you want to start this second half. Down a man, so expect some changes in personnel, but also tactically.
So John Bradford looking on. Things could drastically change in this match. And I see Colin Martin over there. But when you just, and Ricky, I saw the look on your face when we looked at the replay. Like, I know you're talking about the contact of it, but the look, man, you can't get the look
100%
out of your mind.
100%. Because the way that he's trying to challenge for this ball, his studs are exposed and they're high. And it's maybe the intent that Gerald Flores is looking at. Just watch the left leg of Ezra Armstrong as he comes into your picture right now. If he makes contact, that's really scary for Mark Segbers.
And there was little hesitation there from Gerald Flores too, because he was looking at it at the direct angle we were just looking at it.
There's no real argument from any North Carolina player as well. The way that he goes into that challenge is what gets him in trouble. Hopefully he's okay to keep going. Okay for his health. Ezra Armstrong falls awkwardly. See players calling for the stretcher.
So a lengthy delay here to start the second half. And you figure this is going to impact stoppage time later on. And it's a situation, I think, where Armstrong is about to get this second yellow. Armstrong was another player that had his moments for North Carolina FC in that first half. Certainly did well with the ball in space on the left, and there it is officially. Gerald Flores issues the second yellow and consequently the red. And this changes everything. North Carolina FC will play pretty much the entire second half with 10 men. And could this be the cure for the Charleston Battery offensive attack? We will find out.
Your attention fans. Your attention fans, a second yellow card, resulting in a red card, has been issued.
And we will get a substitution for North Carolina FC. Rafa Minsigan will come into the match, and Olex Anderson will come out. And you want to talk about a change of philosophy for Ben Pierman. This is a very, very clear and direct change of philosophy for John Bradford.
You take off a striker and you bring in a midfielder. Minsigan has played as a wing back for this North Carolina side. Definitely offers you quality in the attacking third, and you just see the frustration from Anderson, the player that sacrificed not what you want. Now it's a big test for this North Carolina side. How do you see out a game down a man, 2-0 up on the road
against a team that is just desperate to score?
That's the important part as well. This Charleston Battery side, you have to smell blood in the water now and be ruthless in the final third.
So here we go. Restart for the Battery. Ball swung into the 18. Headed away temporarily. That lash sent wide and high of the frame. Josh Drack came up and gave one a go. And I think you will see a steady diet of, quote, giving one a go the rest of the way.
I do think North Carolina will shift into a 4-4-1 formation as Evan Conway spearheading the attack defensively in a mid to low block, trying to slow this game down and be frustrating to play against.
Charleston Battery fans now with a bit of energy.
It's interesting when you go up a man, or you go up a man for this Charleston Battery side, you're going to have a lot of the ball. You're going to have a lot of space, moments like this, but you cannot let complacency creep in, thinking that if I do have space, I can play a little bit slower. It's actually the opposite. You need to play quick. You need to be decisive. You need to play east and west and try to shift this North Carolina side from side to side, make them chase and open up gaps. And when those gaps open up, how quickly can you exploit them? You cannot have silly fouls like this from Evan Conway.
No, you're absolutely right. That is kind of the way of thought, I guess you could say, in that you have space and you have gaps, but you still, even being down a man, you only have them for moments. You don't have them permanently. You have them for moments.
100%.
And you have to exploit them.
And you're also asking your players on the front line to be a little bit more decisive in their movements, running channels, pulling center backs out of position for secondary runs, moments just like this. How do you unbalance this back line?
Kaza will send it back. You will see a lot of this right here over the course of the next 40+ minutes. And now some space. Cross in, finds its mark, squirts free. Ikaza sends that one high and wide. I believe it was deflected.
Fantastic little run from Chris Allen, but if you are, whether you're Drac or Ikaza, you have to be yelling at Conway to drop this into your path. Michael Craig does just enough to get in front of it. Last-ditch offending effort. Good action from the Battery.
So here's a corner for the Battery. Swung in. Over top. We have a whistle away from the ball. Luis Perez is down. Flores checks his watch. But Gerald Flores has been a busy man here today.
That's not been a straightforward day at the office for our center referee. Take a look if there's
Perez still down. He will have to come out of the match temporarily. Mechanic taking the opportunity to get some water. Opening kick, it was 84 degrees, but the real feel was 96. 80+% humidity in the air. Fans, the Battery have a new look on and off the pitch this year thanks to Hummel, the club's official jersey provider. Check out the full line of new Battery gear, including the custom 2024 kits, by visiting shop.charlestonbattery.com. Battery fans looking sharp there tonight. They've gone to the website.
You have a discount?
I do not. Not that I'm aware. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to ask Ben Pierman. I'll put it on Ben's tab.
Yeah, there you go.
Just hit up the website and I'll put in comments, quote, Ben Pierman's got me. All right.
Ben Pierman at checkout for 20% off.
Absolutely. Now the Battery will try the right side. Ball sent in. Quick touch Malloy. Sends it back, swung out to the right side. cross in, headed away. Settled down by Ikaza. 50-50 ball loose, and there's one for Charleston Battery. They get on the board, M.D. Myers. And here we go.
Just a bit pedestrian-like in the back for North Carolina. You cannot afford this Charleston Battery side time and space from about 25 yards out. Just watch the technical ability this is from Chris Allen as he continues his run. The whereabouts of recognition to put this into the path of M.D. Myers. As this back line from North Carolina is retreating, the space is a negative ball into your striker. Great first touch, low and hard, gives you a chance. 7th goal on the season, and more importantly, cuts his lead in half.
And that Battery goal with a sparkling finish brought to you by Diamonds Direct. When the Battery attack feels like they found diamonds. First goal in 9 halves of soccer. Ikaza chips it up ahead. That nearly got through to Marcanic. And I'll tell you what, Ricky, it just has the feel right now that there may be another one coming for Charleston Battery.
And we talked about it. They smell blood in the water. They're going to go full force trying to get this equalizer now. It's going to do a world of confidence for this Charleston Battery side, seeing the ball hit the back of the net. Really pedestrian-like for North Carolina. No one challenges for the initial ball. Slow at man marking. In the blink of an eye, your lead's cut in half. So it's John Bradford's side having a very difficult time dealing with the movements and the rotations from this Charleston Battery side.
That was their first goal since before Memorial Day. There's Ikaza with it. Graham Smith will touch it out wide. Archer. Ikaza again, he's kind of seemed to be the point guy so far. Been able to make some things happen. Archer. Ball into space again. And will this be a corner? Yes, it will. Malloy will serve the corner. Looking to level this match. Ball whipped in over top of everyone. North Carolina FC down a man. Chris Allen goes out to regain the possession. Ball fizzed in. Headed wide and a goal kick coming. Jake McGuire will take his time, and I think he just needs to take his time just defensively for his unit to get a breath. Gerald Flores was thinking along my line of thinking. He knew.
Been all one-way traffic in the second half for the home side. So now you lean on the experienced players. Bit of gamesmanship to slow this thing down, take the sting out of the Battery, and take the game away from them. We're going to see a lot of North Carolina playing direct, playing Route 1 and trying to gain some real estate higher up the field.
Of course, the Battery attacking that goal that's right in front of their supporter section. I saw the Ricky Lopez Espin collection lucha mask out there. Battery trying to level this one out. Pass slotted up ahead. That will be escorted over the touchline, and a goal kick coming up. Jake McGuire will take the long route, walking over to the ball. I don't think that one's in the Ricky Lopez Espen collection, though.
My Halloween costume.
Is it? Okay.
Is that on the website, the Charleston Battery website?
I don't know. You got to go hit them up and see. shop.charlestonbattery.com. Segbers on that right side. Drop it back. That ball was loose for a second, still loose. Making his way over was Jackson Conway. And the whistle will go against Charleston. Looked like some indecision. North Carolina FC.
Bit of confusion. No one really taking the initiative and making a play on it. McGuire, Uncle Craig, nice Washington. Under a lot of pressure in the second 45.
Guys still at work, getting the crowd going. Finally had something to cheer for here in this second half. Although saying that, Battery's still sitting comfortably in the second spot in the Eastern Conference through all this, through 9 halves without a goal. Still comfortably in second. Just 5 points behind Lou City. All 9 defenders for North Carolina FC, because that's really what they're in right now, a 9-defender look. Conway got the party started. Brewer with a stunner right before half. And MD Myers got the Battery into the mix, and they're looking for more. Here's Drack, 1v1. Drack's shot is blocked. Chris Allen. Malloy. Segbers. He's way forward. Slots a pass. Cross in. Cut out, but another corner.
I'm Ben Perriman. I'm telling my 2 outside backs just to stay high and wide. Provide as much width as possible. So now you afford the little runs from Mikaza, from Marcanic, in between players, in between gaps.
Corner served, flicked across. We will do it again.
Fans keep the energy going. It's another corner kick.
Charleston Battery knocking on the door. Corner serve towards the back post this time. Headed across, and that shot on the side volley on frame. Marcanic, I believe, was the one that got the foot on it.
Sometimes it's not the initial action that can hurt teammate, the secondary wave. Archer does well to head it back across where it came from. Marcanic unable to get clean contact on it.
But if he did, it was 2-2. A beautiful play by Malloy. Boy, soccer purists love that play. Love that play. There is a beautiful science to it, though. The slide tackle.
Was not a fan of it when I played.
I bet you weren't. Well, you were on the receiving end of it.
Yeah, I was on the other side of it.
Defenders get excited about that. They love it. All touched up ahead. Boy, Segbers is way up on that right side. Ball feathered in. Bounces free. Maguire off the line to grab it. And the flag was up anyway. So we are in the 68th minute. Neil Rule, Ricky Lopez, Espen here with you. USL Championship Soccer. Patriots Point, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Very steamy here tonight. CBS Sports Golazo Network. And Ricky, let's bottom line this. North Carolina down a man. They're just looking to hold on somehow, some way.
Defensive, trying to see this game out. Is what John Bradford and the visitors are trying to do. Make this game as ugly as possible. Try to drain the clock down and be very professional the way that they do it. Take a little bit longer on goal kicks, throw in set pieces.
Marcanic, the pass up ahead, that right-footed shot, and going down to the turf is Maguire to make the stop.
The only thing you cannot have happen if you are John Bradford, you can't get stretched. You can't have gaps between lines. Too much talent on the other side for Charleston Battery. Marcanic, MD Myers, Jackson Conway can hurt you in a blink of an eye. And in the end, it's a straightforward save for Jake Maguire, straight at his hands.
Jackson Conway couldn't quite get everything he wanted to on that. Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a questionable angle by Lamar Batista, and that's all it takes. Here come the Battery up the left side. Kaza. Strack up that left side. He's all by himself out there.
And what that does with the outside backs now, if you're a Brewer or Minsigan, the two wing backs, they need to make a decision. Are they going to stay compact with their back three, or are they going to rotate over? If they rotate over, now you have gaps in between lines, and that's when Kaza and Marcanic can pop in. Moments just like this.
Segber's cross in, that made its way through. Hustling back is Graham Smith. Smith chips it up ahead. Popped up in the air, and it's still loose. Marcanic's shot is blocked. And Maguire comes over, and there's a whistle before that. Players are down all over. MD Myers asking some questions. He's got the goal here in the second half. Let's see what happened.
Bit of confusion in the box as MD Myers. Tell you what, Brewer, there is a little bit of a hip check. Not enough to point to a pen, and I don't see anything on MD Myers. Bit of a question mark on that call from Gerald Flores, because he has every right to challenge for this ball. 50-50, MD Myers.
Carolina FC looking to use some of the open space. Off of Minsigan. A few touches he's had since he's come on. Minsigan thought he was going to get the whistle, did not. Here come the Battery. Jackson Conway has Drack running to the left. Crowd wanted a call, they didn't get it. And that whistle will go against the Battery. Paco Craig playing with the club cast on the right hand. Now numbers for the Battery on the left side. Can they get on the end of it? They cannot. Shout out to the camera guys down there.
In the danger zone.
Tremendous athleticism, however, to protect himself and the camera as well.
But this is a foul on Ikaza.
Look at that. Look at that.
Well, good agility.
Yep.
Good body position, balance.
Even used his body to protect the camera, and there it is, right into your living room, Paco Craig.
Your attention fans, a substitution for North Carolina FC coming out of the match. Number 28, Shaft Brewer coming into the match.
Justin Malou will come in. We'll see who he's replacing. Shaft Brewer will come out. Brewer scored that goal at the end of the first half that gave North Carolina FC the 2-0 lead at the half. That lead is in peril right now.
It's going to push Mintzig into the left wing back position. Malou will play on the right. So your back five, so to say, for North Carolina will be Malou, Craig, Washington, Batista, and Mintzig.
Bradford is fortifying the structure right now. Finishing the basement, I guess you could say. There's a good look at it on your screen. There you see, almost like a game of Space Invaders.
And your front three in front of them will be Perez, Maldonado, Colin Martin. So their movements as well are really important. Win second balls, trying to screen their defensive line. Watch out here.
Evan Conway's on an island up there. But here come the Battery. Graham Smith. Send that one high and wide.
Your attention fans, some substitutions for your Charleston Battery. Coming out of the match. Number 3, Josh Grant. Also coming out of the match, number 8, Emilio Ikaza. Coming into the match,
Ikaza comes out, and so does Josh Drack. Prince Sadie comes in, who was recently acquired, and when I say recently acquired, I mean yesterday. That still counts. Nathan Dos Santos in as well, but yesterday, that's recently, right?
I think so.
All right. I think you have about a week of shelf life to say recently.
I agree with that.
But Prince Sadie, he's a vet. He's been around.
Player that can produce brilliance at a drop of a hat. Likes to go at his individual marker, left footer. So look for him to want to get on the end of things and play assist maker. What a story it would be. First appearance for Charleston Battery. He's a part of this goal as they try to equalize here.
The restart, ball sent into the 18, flicked away. Graham Smith will fire it in quickly to Allen. Dos Santos plugs into that left back spot. Probably call that the attacking left back spot right now. Pass across, Sadie with the misplay. Touch lets him down.
Your attention fans, play will resume after this hydration break.
So we will have a hydration break. Ben Pierman nervously looking on. his side. It's 13 minutes plus what I'm guessing will be a good bit of stoppage time. Playing up a man. And let's take a look at what got us to this point.
Transition from North Carolina. Anderson brings in 2 defenders with him, but the goal, the creation of this goal comes from the first touch of Evan Conway back across where it came from. You know, in a blink of an eye, 1 goal lead turns into 2. Just watch Brewer on the right side of your screen as he joins the attack at the right time. Decision making from Conway brings in 2 players, put into the path of him. Low and hard gives you a chance. 2-0 at halftime.
And then after a red card was absorbed from North Carolina FC, Charleston Battery wasted little time getting on the board, and MD Myers with the finish. Charleston 1 more goal away from leveling this match. And that man has done some work with the crowd at Patriots Point. He's everywhere in that crowd tonight.
That's got to be so hot.
It is hot and humid, no doubt.
He is a trooper.
But hey, you bring it all.
Yeah,
you bring it all for your team.
He is a trooper. Charleston through and through. If you are the Battery and their PR team, you get him on the website
immediately.
Fantastic atmosphere here at Patriots Point.
And the Battery offensive attack looking to drop the hammer as well. And the 2022 USL Championship Coach of the Year, Ben Pierman, looks on. Had a long tenure, was coach at Detroit City FC for a long time as well. As we said earlier in the broadcast, when Ben Pierman's on your touchline, you tend to win matches. It's really weird how that's worked out everywhere he's been, but that has been the case. Quick throw in here for Charleston Battery. Dos Santos. Sadie turns the Jets on. Sadie's cross. Couldn't get all of it, but he will get a throw.
And those are the spots that you want Prince Sadie to operate in. Isolated with Justin Malou, has him for pace. So once he creates that little bit of separation, he's looking to whip a ball into a dangerous area.
Where MD Myers and Marcanic and Jackson Conway are waiting.
So now what does their movement look like? You need someone slashing across that near post.
Dos Santos will wing one in there. Stepping through, Marcanic! Levels the match at 2. Nick Marcanic, of course.
Talked about whipping the ball into a dangerous area and the movement ahead of the ball. Fortuitous for Nick Marcanic, but you create your own luck, especially in the attacking 18-yard box. Leading goal scorer in the USL Championship from about 6 yards out, will not miss. Hits it clean enough, no chance for McGuire. 13th on the year, and we're tied 2-2 here in Charleston.
The Battery might not be done. That dazzling play is brought to you by Diamonds Direct. Boy, stepping through into the box. That ball slotted just wide of the frame. Boy, Rafa Minchigan made a bid.
Just so direct in his movement. Strength, tight, good in tight spaces. As he eludes 3 players, but now he has to make a decision. That needs to be on target, or you even put it to the path of Evan Conway. Opens up his hips a little bit too wide and unable to find that far post.
Arturo Rodriguez will come in. Robbie Crawford in as well. Segbers and Chris Allen coming out. Boy, Ben Pierman is going putting all the chips in the middle of the table right now.
He knows how important of a win this could be. Yes, you talk about the table, but also mentally. Have not won a game in their last 5. Up a man at home. You expect this Charleston Battery side to be putting a lot of pressure for the 8+ remaining we have here.
Marcanic does the job. Rodriguez with the touch. Sadie, now Rodriguez makes his move. Rodriguez took the bump at the end. Charleston Battery, 29 goals this season. They're second in USL Championship in goals. And that is with not scoring for 9 consecutive halves.
Just incredible.
It is. I did talk with Ben Pierman. I did one of their matches a couple of weeks ago when they were kind of in the beginning stages of this. And he said, hey, you know, everything we touch turned to a goal. You know that ball's going to bounce back the other way at some point. And tonight it has. Colin Martin comes out. Rodrigo da Costa comes in. Jaden Cervania comes in. I believe that was Luis Perez that came out. Sadie on the left side. His little toe poke was picked off. Boy, Dos Santos, he called for the foul, and he'll be lucky if it's just a foul. And it is not just a foul, it is a card.
You know, he knows he's beat. McCollum tries to go around the corner. Transitional foul, professional foul. As he picks up a yellow card. Now him and Marcanic, the 2 players for the Battery, on a yellow. That's for North Carolina. Yes, Ezra Armstrong sees red. Conway and Lamar Batista both in the book as well.
Ball flung in. Grimwis came off the line to play it. Penn said Adam Grimwis' name in about 45 minutes. Here come the Battery again. There's still a ton of time left in this match too. My guess would be what, 8, 9, maybe 10 minutes of stoppage time. Ball swung in and it's flicked wide. Jake McGuire had a beat on it. Charleston Battery buzzing right now.
Jackson Conway does really well to out-lead Bryce Washington. Unable to get it on target. But he's been good since coming on. His work rate was challenging and testing the shape of North Carolina.
Marcanic pops it over to Conway. Now the Battery will set up. Left side attack, Dos Santos. With some space, has Sadie on that wing. There he is. Sadie 1v1, now 1v2. Gotta be some space somewhere. Leland Archer. Ball serviced in, cut out by Lamar Batista. Crossing again, played out, but it's given away to Dos Santos. Sadie just outside the 18, his cross, nobody home on the other side for the Battery. Try the right side one more time. Stepping through up to the top of the 18. Played back off, and the flag is up. Arturo Rodriguez just came into the match. He's missed some time for Charleston Battery. Ben Pierman told us he won't get a ton of run, maybe 10 minutes, and that's about the time frame they're looking to get for him here tonight. But he can change a match quickly.
He can be a special player, or is a special player in this league. Can operate in different positions, centrally, wide areas. But yes, the quality never wavers. He's had success at every single stop of his career, whether it is North Texas, sometime with Phoenix Rising as well.
Mechanic overruns it. Arturo Rodriguez came from the FC Dallas Academy. He played 37 matches for North Texas, scored 10 goals during his time there. A legendary pairing with Ricardo Pepi, which I'm not sure how things worked out for Ricardo Pepi, but I'm sure he's doing okay right now, right?
I've heard of that guy.
52 matches played for Phoenix Rising, 2021 and 2022. North Texas side with Rodriguez and with Pepi, that was a legendary USL League One side. They were a highlight reel every night.
And make some noise. There's 1 minute left in regulation time.
90th minute. Neil Rule, Ricky Lopez Espin here with you. Patriots Point, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. If you're just joining us, where have you been? But you got here just in time. Build up. Marcanic tried to go back to Sadie. Dos Santos overruns it, but he wins the race back to it. Malloy. Service into the box, makes its way through, and it will go out for a corner. Fans turning up the heat.
Hands out of your seats and make some noise. It's time for a Battery corner kick.
Corner coming up for the Battery. Malloy, the service in. Comes free, stepping up, right foot shot. That's blocked out. Loose in the 18, flicked ahead. Conway with the lash and sends it wide. Stoppage time will be brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. 10 minutes of stoppage time, and the Battery nearly leveled, or nearly took the lead in this level match.
What a fantastic opportunity this is for Conway. You put this on target, you have the lead. But as he swings for the fences, his shoulders go back, his head goes up, and that's why it goes up and over. Those are the ones that you don't need to hit too hard. Let momentum do its thing, get clear contact, and just tag this thing. He's gonna want that one back. A striker of his quality.
Jake McGuire, which seemed like it was going to be inevitable here tonight, does go in the books with the yellow card. And that pass slotted up ahead, stepping into the 18! M.D. Myers, the brace. The Charleston Battery with the lead in stoppage time.
He played direct and he tried to win second balls and win that midfield battle. We talked about the ability from Arturo Rodriguez. One pass takes out the whole back line for North Carolina. The player that has a goal already this evening. M.D. Myers, cool, calm, and collected. Up and over McGuire, off to the corner to celebrate. The fans here at Patriot Point love it. The Charleston Battery back in the lead here. in the 93rd minute.
And that brilliant play by the Battery with the goal in stoppage time presented by Diamonds Direct. Boy, and the Battery now just a couple minutes away from turning coal into a diamond. They were down 2-0 at the half. They had scored in 9 halves, and it seemed like they were dead in the water. And look at them now.
It was a matter of if, not when, their winless streak would snap, especially with the quality and the talent on Ben Pierman's roster. Like about subs coming in, making an immediate impact on Arturo Rodriguez, his quality, his vision. Nice little watch out. Nice little through ball. And it's a movement of MD Myers, a player that we said in the first half he needs to get more involved. Very quiet. Just shows his quality.
Now North Carolina FC down a man, just trying to hang on. Myers lays it off again, and it's 4-2 Battery. Jackson Conway turns out the lights at Patriots Point. The hammer has been dropped by the Charleston Battery.
Talking about being a pedestrian-like for this North Carolina side in the back, too easy. Sloppy turnover, and if you're Lamar Batista, you cannot get that narrow. Playing about a yard off the shoulder of your center back, Bryce Washington, and now you afford Jackson Conway the ability to be free at the back post. Right decision from MD Myers to put it into his path. Fantastic strike. 4 goals for the Battery.
Jackson Conway, his 3rd goal of the season. He's already played over 100 USL Championship matches in his career. He's 22. He came into this match, and the fortunes changed. Now an opportunity for North Carolina FC on the attack. That ball will be escorted over the goal line. Leland Archer did a nice job to play that away, but a corner coming up. Don't go anywhere, everybody. There's 10 minutes of stoppage time. There you see the Charleston Battery. Very successful franchise through the years, and that corner headed over top of the frame. Opportunity there for North Carolina FC. Adam Grinwis will take his time. Sends it over to the corner. MD Myers really throwing his head into the ring for man of the match. There are a lot of choices here this evening. Maybe toss Ben Pierman into that discussion as well. But Ricky, you nailed it. When the substitution was made at halftime, it was with a purpose. And he was going all in. Charleston Battery bagged 4 here in the second half alone.
It's a great turn.
Slotted pass up ahead. Myers making a run. Myers has it. Taken down in the box. And the penalty will be awarded. MD Myers making it happen. How about that too? Nick Marcanic pats him on the back, says go ahead, go for it.
Just look at that turn from Jackson Conway. Spins Lamar Batista like a top, and then it's a 2v1. It's a movement from MD Myers that's been causing all sorts of problems, playing in between Washington and Paco Craig. Missed time from Bryce Washington, no play on the ball whatsoever, clear pen. MD Myers has an opportunity to get a hat trick here.
MD Myers lines it up. Waiting for the referee whistle. Here it is. Myers runs up. Give that man a hat trick. MD Myers bags 3. And it's 5-2 Charleston Battery.
It's been fantastic in the second half. He's been the difference. Bryce Washington gets this challenge all wrong. Missed times, it takes all of MD Myers. And he says, thank you very much. Executes his pen to perfection. Enough pace. Blasted by McGuire. And he has a hat trick here in this second half.
The fans, the Charleston Battery, have waited a long time to celebrate the goals, and there is your Heineken man of the match. MD Myers, the hat trick, came in with 6 goals. Came into the second half with 6 goals. He'll leave with 9 on the season. And we made mention of the point, we hadn't said his name, if at all, in the first half. We've said his name a lot here in the second.
Just tells you the quality that he has. A player that does not need a lot of the ball to make his impact. Clinical finisher, does all of his work in and around that 18-yard box. But I do think this game changed when Ben Pyramid brought him onto the field, or Jackson Conway, to complement him. And then you have Mark Hannock and Ikaza operating in central locations. The space that they pick up in between lines can cause headaches for opposing back lines. And it should come down to their movement as they play on the blind side. Very difficult to track, especially for the 3-back system that John Bradford elects to play with. Fantastic response in the second half for Charleston Battery.
And all these dazzling goals tonight brought to you by Diamonds Direct. Charleston Battery taking care of Diamonds Direct here tonight. 5 of them, 5 carats worth. And the final moments of this one. Charleston Battery explode for 5 straight goals here in the second half, and the final whistle sounds, and there is not a goal drought for Charleston Battery anymore. They bag 5 in the second half, and they get a 5-2 win over North Carolina FC.
Professional performance from this Charleston Battery side, especially going down 2-0 in the first half. So easy just to hang your head. Ben Pyramid galvanizes his troops to fight, to dig down deep, to show a bit of character. Yes, they were up a man. They took that in terms of their advantage. Ruthless in front of goal, and a fantastic second half performance to get their first win in a very long time.
All smiles from the man of the match, MD Myers. He gets a hat trick. 3 goals for him, 3 points for Charleston Battery. We'll come back and wrap this thing up. 5-2 Charleston Battery get the win.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat, because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health Sports Medicine.
¿Alguna otra cerveza?
No, Michelob Ultra.
Ok, ahora vuelvo.
Charleston Battery scoop up their first win since May 15th, and the man of the match, MD Myers, with the hat trick, makes that guy, Ben Pierman, a very happy man. 5-2. Charleston Battery get the win.
Tension, and so there is real estate for Evan Conway to go back the other way. Fantastic quality as he takes that opening goal, 1-0, North Carolina.
And then you figure, well, that's it. They'll go to the locker room down 1-0, but in the dying moments of the first half, the finish on the other end by Shaft Brewer, and everybody at Patriots Point was stunned.
The game really changed here when Ezra Armstrong, already on a yellow card. You cannot go into a challenge like that. Studs are exposed. You catch Mark Segber's second yellow, that equals a red. And now for the remainder of the second half, you'll be down a man. And you just look at the talent for Charleston Battery. Players that can produce a little bit of individual brilliance. Chris Allen understands the movement of MD Myers as he peels off of this back line. Doesn't need a second invitation to pull the trigger, just tags this thing and they get one back.
They absolutely did, and from there on out, it was just a run by Charleston Battery. They scored and scored and scored some more, and I think you said it very, very well. There was just too much talent, namely that guy, Nick Markanek. He's one of the best to do it.
13th on the season. Draw this thing 2-2, and this side smells blood. They want to go for that third goal. Arturo Rodriguez, just watch this pass. Off the shoulder, Bryce Washington, Paco Craig can't rotate over. Up and over McGuire as he goes down a little bit too early. In a blink of an eye, Charleston Battery have their lead yet again, and MD Myers, he has a brace.
And the fans were partying at Patriots Point, but the Charleston Battery were not done. The onslaught continued.
And once again, you just see the high pressure. If you're Lamar Batista, way too narrow as the space is on the weak side. MD Myers plays into the path of Jackson Conway. He says, thank you very much. And that man loves it. To the corner. You get your fourth in this evening, and they're not done yet.
No, and once again, MD Myers going to work. He was 1v4, as a matter of fact. Got the penalty, and then consequently got the hat trick. And it was a chef's kiss for the Charleston Battery's fans, because they got a storm from behind. 5-2 victory. Now, let's take a look at the halftime stats, or excuse me, the full-time stats that are brought to you by Heineken. And as you might expect, being up a man for the entire second half, it was all Charleston Battery in the second half of play.
23 shots, 67% possession. If you're Ben Pierman, you're looking at this side and you have to be very pleased with the reaction after a lackluster first 45 minutes. But North Carolina, the game changed when they went down to 10 men. First 45, you can take some positives for John Bradford as they will take on Miami July 6th. Charleston Battery will play against Birmingham Legion. All to play for both of these clubs.
Absolutely, and that will wrap things up here this evening. From broadcast partner Ricky Lopez Espin, our producer Jonathan Sofaro. My name is Neil Rule, reminding you one final time, the final score brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. The Charleston Battery 5, North Carolina FC 2. Thanks everybody for watching on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Well, see you later.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.